Something we periodically talk about is, PlayStation Plus and the state of it. Akeem, you have some strong feelings on the matter. Would you care to elucidate us? I got you right when you're just taking a sip from your canteen.
I had to take a nice long swig of water because honestly, Max, I hate to do what I'm about to do, but I'm going to have to cook PlayStation for just a bit. I love them, but I got to cook them right now. Now, we heard back in February that the PS Plus collection is going away come May, and I immediately got unnerved, wondering what this might mean for my current subscription tier. Now, I chose the premium tier, which is the highest tier because I really wanted to play some classic PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. So I had to figure out, what exactly does this mean that the PS Plus collection is going away? Like, how will this affect the main reason I or anyone else that opted for the highest level? Well, I did my research, and I found out that the PS Plus collection is essentially 20 game titles from the PS4 generation. You got your Bloodborne, you got your Fallout 4, Days Gone, many others, all soon to be gone from that particular offering. And the PS Plus collection is currently available for you no matter which tier you're subscribed to, obviously for a limited time now. And even though these 20 titles are in fact going away come May 9th, not too long, you can download them now before they go away. Just make sure you have enough space. Now, the thing is, it really sucks that these titles are going away, but it leads me to wonder why PlayStation decided to do this in the first place. Like, is there a reason why PlayStation is getting rid of games like God of War, The Last Guardian, Bloodborne come May? Like, what if, I want them to think about the people right now, all right? What if there's a person out there that hasn't had the chance to pick up a PS5 console just yet? Like maybe their birthday is in July and that's when their parents are going to get it for them. I'll give you an example. I know this only one guy whose birthday is on May 10th. And he's planning to use the money he's going to get for his birthday to purchase a PS5 the next day. But he'll be 2 days too late to take advantage of the PS Plus collection by then. So sucks for him. Sorry, Jeremy. Love you, man. Now that the PS5 console is more readily accessible, why not allow the PS Plus collection to stay on the subscription service for a little while longer, like maybe a year more? Like, give those folks that just acquired the console a chance to download and play those games with their subscription tier. Like, speaking about myself, though, personally, I bought the premium for those. I bought the premium for those classic console games, excluding last-gen titles. So, I mean, if I'm being quite honest, I really don't give a about what they're doing with the PS4 titles. I got my PS4 right here. I still got it plugged in. But I do wonder, and I do fear, if this might be a precursor to something larger than the removal of certain PS4 titles from the PS collection. Like, will PlayStation possibly retool the premium tier and remove its PSP, PS3, or PS2 offerings? Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, if they touch anything PS1 related on the PS5 and remove that possibility of me playing those games on there, I'm gonna freaking rage. Like Legend of the Dragoon, beautiful game. It was my JRPG jam back in the PS1 era, and being able to return to the beautiful, majestic world of indiness on my PS5 console has brought so much nostalgic joy to me. So I'm hoping that things like will remain the same regarding the premium tier. Like the PS Plus collection might be going away, yes, but talking to you right now, PlayStation, Mr. PlayStation, I'm talking to you. So help me, God of War, wherever he is, heaven, hell, I don't know where he is killing gods right now. If you touch anything else related to the premium tier list, I will cancel my subscription without hesitation, with the quickness and the strength of 1,000 suns burning and the imprint with the Teletubby baby face coming towards Earth to annihilate it. I'm just talking now. Now, let's just hope, though. Let's just hope before I get too angry here on this podcast, there's no more shakeups with what will be available on PlayStation subscription service. As for now, though, PS5 owners, download those games that you want from the PS Plus collection while you can, because PlayStation is tripping. They're tripping or I'm tripping. Am I tripping, guys?
No,
I'm
sure.
with you. I'm with you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Akeem, but we can just add, if users haven't done it, so they can just add it to their library, correct? They don't need to download it.
I think you need to access the PS Plus collection from
your PS5.
PS5.
Yes, you have to be on a PS5, but I believe you only have to add it to library. You don't actually have to physically download it and put it on your console.
See, from what I read, I didn't read anything like that. I read that you have to download them. So I don't, I might be wrong though. I might be wrong, Jada, and I don't want to feed misinformation to our audience, but I didn't read anything like that. I read that you need to download these. So I mean, you're removing these. They're removing these games from the PS collection. So I don't know if you can just download from the library and you would still have access to it without actually having it saved onto like a hard drive of some sort.
Unless they're doing something special. As PlayStation Plus has always been, any game that you get from a PS Plus subscription, as long as you add it to your library during the time when it's free, you can re-access it as long as your subscription is live. So yes, I don't know if that.
I think with the PS Plus collection, specifically that batch of 15 games or whatever it was, you have to access those from a PS5.
Yes, you do have to be on a PS5 to access them.
So let's talk about that. This was, I think, supposed to make it more appealing to get a PS5, which is cool. It's awesome. Since the PlayStation 5 launch, a couple things have happened. One, the price has gone up in a bunch of territories, and two, the new PlayStation Plus tiers have been introduced, which admittedly have a bunch of other games you can check out and stuff. But it seems like it's kind of a bummer that the PlayStation Plus collection has been removed. Like if you bought in day one for PlayStation and PlayStation 5 and PlayStation Plus, you paid less to get more effectively. Yep. So I don't know. It feels like kind of shrinkflation situation. And I mean, we're also the moral of the story is there isn't one, because PlayStation 5 is selling great, so there's not really any reason to incentivize people to jump on board with this. And it's sort of like there is an alternative to the collection where there's a bunch of other games in the library. There's kind of rotating stuff coming through for PS Plus, depending on what tier you get. But it does suck that that's not there anymore,
Yeah. Because there are some people that probably missed out on. I have some friends that missed out on the PS4 generation, and they're planning on getting the PS5. And they're gonna choose probably the lowest subscription tier, and they would, if they chose that, they would have access to those 20 titles. But they're not going to get it. It's going to be past May, so they're going to miss out on that opportunity to kind of experience those games while subscribing to that particular tier. And I just don't understand now that PS5s are now more readily accessible. You can go to a Best Buy, you can purchase one. I don't understand. I'm just trying to figure out what's the logic behind removing this feature. I just don't get it. And I'm hoping it doesn't have anything to do with what we are currently offered on like the premium tier. So
it's to sell you those games individually, which is something like Nintendo's been doing for years and to great success. But also to eventize when they do roll those games in piecemeal to their monthly subscription services. So they can go like, hey, The Last of Us is available, in November, and make a big deal out of it. But for anybody else who bought a PS5 day one, we're kind of sitting there being like, yeah, you already did that for us. And then you took it away, and then you're making a big deal about giving it back. Every console generation is somebody's first PlayStation. Yep. Like that's the thing I think a lot of us lose track of. I mean, we don't, obviously, because we've been doing this for a long time, obviously, and we buy every PlayStation every time they come out. But every single time there's people that listen to the show or they check out IGN, they listen to all PlayStation podcasts, and they go like, oh, I never owned a PlayStation until a PS5. And the PS5 now, like you just said, Akeem, is finally at the point where you don't have to battle scalpers for it. You don't have to go on eBay. You can just walk into a store and pick one up, right? With relative ease. It's still selling like crazy. This is the point in the life cycle where it's like going to absolutely skyrocket. It's going to take off. It's outselling the Switch in Japan for the first time in its history, right? And it's kind of a dying market for PlayStation over there. And so like the fact that the value of it is going down, the price is going up, and it's getting more readily available everywhere is just a bunch of things that don't sit well with me. It reminds me of a couple of years ago when the regular PlayStation Plus that we paid for monthly dropped from like 4 games to 2 games. And we all said like, is the price going down? And it's like, no, it's still the same price. I'm like, are you throwing in anything else in there? No. What are you going to do? Not play games online? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I try not to, but sure, play single player games mostly. But like, yeah, the value went down, the price stayed the same, and I think that sucks for consumers.
I can understand if the PlayStation Plus collection meant cutting a bunch of third party stuff, if they were like, oh, we got to get rid of Mortal Kombat 11 and Biohazard because it's costing us too much money to give that out for free to anybody who pays $10 for a month or whatever. But for the stuff that Sony owns, it just seems kind of like maybe celebrate your catalog. You know,
Yeah.
like you're still charging $70 for The Last of Us Part 1. Maybe you let people play the one from 2014 or whatever. Like, just is it the end of the world?
I mean, The Last of Us is the end of the world. That's the whole plot. But yeah, no, The Last of Us, damn. And I think The Last of Us remastered.
Sneak that in.
I know for them selling The Last of Us remastered for $70 and selling a bunch of copies probably put a little fire under their ass where they're like, oh, let's just keep doing that. Because there was also that rumor of that remaster or remake of Horizon Zero Dawn, right? And it's like, oh, if they can like upscale, and like redo textures and some minor gameplay elements in a bunch of games from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago and sell them for $70 a piece, they'll do that over giving you 20 games for air quotes free, right?
Yeah.
And so like I think what sucks is that like we're in like we're coming up on a year of like the PlayStation Premium Plus extra tier stuff, and I don't feel like that subscription model has really panned out in the way I was promised. I feel like the library of classic games is kind of slim right now, and the free games every month have been pretty cool here and there, and like there are definitely some really strong months. And compared to games with gold, which is just anemic, it's awesome. But in general, I feel like they're not doing enough with the subscription model right now, and they're taking stuff away, and it's just not really where it needs to be. And I still love it, and I'll still pay for it, but like, it's got to get better.
But again, like maybe announce something big and loud on one side while you're quietly doing something. Not great on the other.
I mean, I just have to wonder if is it them planning to do something else with these games? Like, is it gonna they're gonna roll them into the other subscription? Well, yes, obviously.
That's it. Sell them.
But I mean, are they replacing it with newer titles? Like they've been really quiet, and I don't think so. They haven't.
I think that the thing is that the PlayStation Plus collection, it predates the tiered system, which
it does.
Yeah, I mean, there's other stuff to play. There's plenty of stuff to play.
If you enjoyed that, check out full episodes of Beyond, IGN's PlayStation shows. We goof around about everything PlayStation related, sometimes covering it seriously. New episodes drop every Tuesday on IGN.com or YouTube.com/IGN Games.